fight. Protect yourself at all times.
It's because they won't have time for grabbing mics or smiling at each other.
Holmes tried to stare at him and posture. Holyfield said he's been most successful.
And what he means by that, Len, is he likes a fighter to open up with him and trade punches with him, because he opened up and knocked him out finally in the 10th round, I believe. So
going right at Holmes. Left hand of his, as he's wont to do.
Of course, in that fight against
Holyfield goes to the body.
Oh, really, especially by a big man, a big heavyweight.
Holmes went to the right hand. Able to do in that third round. We've yet to see what Larry Holmes can do as far as landing punches.
Amidst Larry Holmes, and was doing that, headhunting and throwing some wild punches like that.
Holyfield's been working the body a bit. Now he comes with the overhand right. Holyfield has been in command nearly 2 minutes into the round. Left hand from Evander.
And putting Larry Holmes in a defensive posture throughout this first round.
Well, as Holmes said to the camera, he was no Tommy. Holmes has yet to land a good blow. It's been Evander
Holyfield really is fighting the right fight, putting pressure on
in the first round. And another one. That's the round. Seemed a bit long, but that's the low blow from Holmes. A low blow. Mills Lanes will warn him.
He's safe, but if he opens the glove up and palms, it's an illegal tactic. Evander Holyfield, Larry Holmes threw a right uppercut, and Evander Holyfield just missed with a beautiful count.
Holmes doing an effective job of fight. Holmes was content to stay in the corner, and the quicker fighter, glancing right hand. Larry dug a right low.
That's the thing that I think Evander has in his favor here, is that good speed, the good counterpunch.
The uppercut from Holmes. Oh, left hand from Larry.
Well, Holyfield's not the type of guy that says, I'm not going to come over after you and go to the middle of the ring.
So the Mercer tactic working here against Holyfield.
The attack right to Holmes like he's doing right now. This is shades of the Ali rope-a-dope.
And dancing away. That was the argument earlier. What if Holyfield went out to the middle of the ring?
And threw a nice right hand.
And Holyfield now coming back. Holmes with the right uppercut.
The right uppercut that landed a little low off of Holyfield's chin.
And the crowd roaring. They content to stay in the corner, and Holmes scored. The right hand from Holmes. Now towards the commentators.
If he wins this fight, that's the man.
Now Holyfield backs off.
Larry Holmes wants to fight George Foreman.
And he's giving it to Evander Holyfield.
And right now he's fighting Evander Holyfield quite well right here in the corner.
Final Larry enjoying himself. Final seconds of the second round. George Foreman working tonight's bout for HBO on tape.
All right, here we go. Back to the corner here. This could have been any point in time. There with that low blow.
And a big smile. He's looking down. No. Duba says go to the third round.
Low blow I was talking about. Followed it with a right uppercut. Threaded the needle there.
And Holmes goes to his hammer. The jab.
Same sequence, but different angle. The double uppercut, two chopping right hands. So good at really deflecting punches and parrying punches. He's the speed that they're coming at him at, that he's able to really coordinate his hands.
With it to set up that right hand here tonight. There it is, the right hand. And another one from Holyfield.
Of course, Holyfield waiting for the one that he isn't able to parry. Holmes' eyes are clear, though. He absorbed that quite well.
Holmes missing. Two big right hands. Holyfield connects with the left hook. The feeling is that Holmes lowers that jab at times.
Short right hands.
And Holmes was smiling moments ago.
Well, Larry Holmes has fought off the ropes in the last 2 rounds.
Almost into Stain. He's fighting at Holyfield.
He was doing better in the corner than he was in the middle of the ropes in the middle of the round. Even
Holmes has taken as good as Holyfield had, and that's the go in the round.
This is the right hand that started. That was the first good right hand as eyes focused here. And a little chopping right hand over the top. It didn't do that much damage. Top. Holmes pulling him down, but it didn't hurt him as much as that right hand looked as big as.
Holyfield urging him to use the jab. Larry puts the hands down momentarily again.
Not much being landed here, but by virtue of Holyfield pressing the act.
Now they come over to this corner. Holmes is holding that left hand out to stay in that corner. Now Holmes comes to him.
To make the fight happen, of course, you know, he's going to get the favorable scoring.
Holyfield's corner wants him to move away and back off and not stay here. Back to Holyfield thus far. The even number rounds, Holmes has been better. Coming down 2 minutes ago in the fourth. Larry, and then look out for a little elbow.
This is obviously the reason why Lou Duva wants Holyfield to take the fight to the center of the ring. But Holmes blocked everything that Holyfield came back with.
Not that one. Overhand right from Holyfield lands with the left and then comes back to the body. Exciting end to the fourth round. Now the chance of uppercut from Holmes in the right hand, and then
feel a little bit right there.
And Holyfield comes back with a right of his own. Holmes with the jabs. One connected, one grazed. Or even that big right hand in the third round from Holyfield.
Using his elbows to block the body shots. And landed a 1-2. Landed a punch and turned Larry Holmes here in the corner.
Holmes.
That's right, and that's why I said it didn't look like it affected his eyes. You got to look into a fighter's eyes.
To the corner. Working the body again. Holyfield is the fifth round wanes.
Well, Holmes can come out and just lead Holyfield right back to the corner again if he so desires.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm stopping short of saying that Larry has landed 49% of his punches, if I'm not mistaken.
It's with jabs. Again, Holmes smiling down
as this fight goes on.
Backs off towards the ropes, and Holyfield obliges him. Comes up.
He did, and again, Holmes is rolling with it. Got
and
the
a couple
shoulder.
Jabs from Holyfield. Minute gone in the sixth. And a hold him at arm's length with the left hand. And Holyfield working the body again.
Let's see if he turns it on the last half of this round to pull it out for himself.
Mills Lane says no wrestling as there were.
He's going to have to do a lot more than that to really get Larry Holmes in trouble. He's
Off towards the corner.
Oh!
Right hand
right
from Larry. Lands some of his own. Another right hand over to Holmes. The left, another right from Evander. And Holmes coming out of there. As he's shown, continues to take the big punches.
Right off the ropes there, and I'm not sure he is cut. And it's up right before that series on the ropes here with two right hands. Holmes landed. Bad cut in the eyelid.
Around the eye. And that's exactly what Lou Duva. Now he's out.
Well, it looks into the ropes, and Mills Lane is saying he didn't see what happened. Mills Lane had already turned away from it. That's why he didn't see it. Here we go. The eyelid, and it's already bleeding, and it's bothering Evander Holyfield. Remember, let's see, it was an elbow he caught as he came in. They were trading punches. That was accidental.
Holmes trying. It wasn't elbows we saw from that replay. Right at the end of the champ with blood on his face and on his trunk.
Underneath in the eyelid in a very bad spot.
Back with a jab there, Joe.
Wow, that is a gaping gash.
And Holyfield trying to go back to normal procedure, jabbing flow. In the right eye of Evander Holyfield. A right over the top from Holyfield. Oh, Holmes with the right. A good check. And Holyfield backs Holmes up again. Holmes has his gloves up in defense. Larry trying to hold him off with the left hand, as he's wont to do inside of a minute remaining in the
right hand by Larry Holmes. Stepped right in off the jab. Confidence is really starting to deteriorate in this fight. Oh, good right. Larry Holmes missed the right hand, and looks very fatigued, very tired, and looks like he's right into it.
Good left to the body and the right over the top from Holyfield.
Despite the cut corner, they've hired freelance cut man Ace Murata. Dripping blood, and there's got to be a sense of urgency on Holyfield's part at this point.
Larry is talking to Evander Holyfield as he fights him.
But he's got his hands full landing it anywhere.
Holmes would love nothing but.
It's really Evander Holyfield that seems to be laboring with his breathing at this point.
Joe, the blood is welled up, but I think they did a pretty decent job in the last break in his corner. To the 8th round.
He's got a lot. 2 minutes and got a lot to deal with, especially with this cut. And
Holyfield breathing heavier than Holmes at this point.
Yes, he probably dropped that round by really being virtually, he threw very few punches in that round. But Holmes has got to get busy if he wants to get back in this fight.
In the 9th round.
Don Turner urging Larry Holmes to come out and fight a little bit more. He knows
his trunks are soaking. Momentum took him down. Drilled a slip, of course. The action, and up to this point, it's Holyfield.
That's right.
He snaps Holmes' head back with another jab.
Kind of letting it slide out of his hands here, and he's abandoned the rope-a-dope or the stuff in the corner.
And a rare left hook from Holmes.
Looking so well for him.
He's abandoned just about everything in this round, Joe. Very little jabbing from him. Very little of it. Go in the 9th.
12 rounds, 3 minutes a round, and into the round here, the last minute. And it's being somewhat successful.
3 rounds. Conditioning will tell in the warm Las Vegas night. It's no longer hot. Pulled over. Crowd waiting for something to happen, which isn't the last couple of rounds. Holyfield cracks a right hand. Really his advantage in this round based on his act.
Beautiful job. On an occasion, Larry Holmes also right there.
Intentional elbow from Larry Holmes right at the end of the round. It's the inactivity amongst these 2 heavyweights going for the title.
Well, the tactics of Larry Holmes.
And a few boos from the crowd
right.
as they also sense the. As I watch this, I'm wondering if Mike Tyson meant what he said the other night, that he's not interested in the 10th round. Of course, they may not have pay-per-view behind bars in Indiana tonight behind bars, and what he might be thinking.
They just have basic cable there.
I see. Bars.
Oh, beautiful.
So much of the same. The 8th, 9th, and
another one, and those really have it forward.
One of Holmes' better punches tonight. It comes in the 11th round.
I think Larry Holmes should really be turning it on right here.
If he can.
You know, this fight, he's probably not in all the way.
And Evander Holyfield's right eye a little bit closed as he goes with the left big right hand in the start of the 11th, but hasn't followed up.
All right, he's got Evander with his mouth open. He's really not doing.
Holyfield still content.
Well, this is exactly what happened to him a year last April.
15 remaining in the 11th. Oh, Holmes says, come on, puts his hands.
But Evander, the more fatigued of the 2.
Stands there. Draw a line in the sand, guys. Next with a right hand. Holyfield tries to go back after him, but another good right.
Uh-oh, we got a little time. I think a little tape on the glove of Larry Holmes. Good 1-2 from Larry Holmes. Comes out with a couple more.
Hand from the challenger.
A couple good right hands by Holmes, and he bailed out with a left hook. Here we go with a little replay here. We got Holmes, of course. We got a little frozen.
Getting the jab there in the 11th. Knows himself he needs it.
In action there, and here's Holmes missing a hook and stepping to the side, coming back with a chopping right.
Left hook connects.
One of the things that can happen when you get a little desperate and need a knockout like Holmes.
The knockout, but when it goes to judges' scorecards, you just don't know how close he
does or thinks he does. You leave yourself vulnerable to nice left hook to the liver by Holyfield off a couple of. And I'll tell you, he's landed some beautiful right hands on Holyfield.
The laughing from Larry Holmes. Now he goes into a bit of an alley movement.
Two no right hands, a long one and a short one on the inside landed by Holmes. Real good one.
And remarkable that the 13-year age, it's a long time ago.
Well, let me tell you something.
We're breathing about the same here with a minute 12 to go and a 12th round fight lead.
In my estimation, gave Tommy Hearns a lot more credit in that fight than they should have against Paul.
Resting in 8 through 10.
Couple good hooks by Holyfield.
Holyfield with the left hand. Maybe based on overall reputation. And this fight ending in a flurry. Larry Holmes coming on strong in the 11th and 12th.
Sure, the victory for himself.
And Holyfield ends bleeding there with 15 seconds to go. Both looking for one big punch. And actually, Holyfield the one to put an arm around Holmes.
It's Holmes who runs Holyfield off the ropes here. He only had 15 seconds left. He should fight to the...
And now we'll go to the scorecards. Holmes, as George Foreman did before him, takes the champion.
And still, the undisputed